Kano State, located in northern Nigeria, have a long and rich history that dates back centuries. Kano itself is one of the oldest cities in West Africa. Its people, often referred to as Kanawa, have always played a key role in shaping the region's cultural, social, and economic landscape. The people of Kano have a rich tradition of artistry and craftsmanship. Kano is known for its vibrant arts, especially in the areas of textile production, pottery, and metalwork. Everything seemed to grind to a halt until the emergence of Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf. Marking a significant political shift in the state's governance. The election results reflected widespread support for Yusuf, who had previously served in various public offices, including as the state's commissioner for works. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has long settled on delivering his campaign promises, prioritizing the welfare of the people of Kano and focusing on governance that would address the state's most pressing challenges of its people.
His Excellency directed me to write everything needed for the takeoff of this institute. In fact, we have about 7 training vehicles. We rehabilitated all those vehicles with brand new tires and everything. We enrolled 250 students as the first set. Our targets, our aim, our objectives are to produce skilled, knowledgeable, safety conscious, and professional drivers. For the first time in the history of Kano State, out of those 40 females, we have 6 or 7 numbers that can drive heavy duty vehicles. We thank His Excellency Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf for his concern on this aspect.
Amongst the beneficiaries were more than 250 participants, including 40 females and 210 males. The training, which spanned over a 3-month period, had the beneficiaries properly equipped with the requisite skills and knowledge of handling automobiles while adhering to international best practices. Some of the beneficiaries had this to say.
I am here in driving school, Kano State Driving Institute, under the government of Abba Kabir Yusuf. Before I came, I never taught any kind of steering. But when I came, they taught us how to drive, how to know the signs of the signs under the road.
Part of the campaign promises of Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf is lifting his citizens from poverty. The governor flagged off the monthly distribution of 50,000 naira cash to women across the 44 local government areas of the state as seed funding for their various businesses.
We have been committed to the distribution of monthly working capital of 50,000 naira. We understand very well that to tackle gross poverty, we need to give people more than just capital. Our administration aims to empower people with the knowledge and skills to make the right decisions to improve their fortunes. Therefore, we also tried to roll out several programs to improve access to quality education, guarantee food security, fast-track rural development and urban renewal, and create employment opportunities for our youths and women through various empowerments. To mitigate the impact of catastrophic healthcare spending on low-income earners, our administration has recently provided universal health coverage to over 300,000 vulnerable people identified in the social register. Furthermore, thousands of children have been taken off the streets and enrolled in public schools. At this juncture, I want to call on all the women beneficiaries of this empowerment to make sure that they utilize the capital of 50,000 given to each one of them responsibly.
Sana'a nake yi daman na toye-toye, sai na je na karbo kayan ma daman na zo na toya sai in haɗa kuɗaɗen su sai in je in biya wasu, sai kuma in koma in je in daɗa karban wasu. 50,000 an bamu. Na tafi da wannan kuɗin magana ta domin Allah na ji daɗi kuɗi yayi albarka.
An bani 50,000 a hannuna aka ban 50,000 kuma mun ji daɗi da wannan kuɗi da aka bamu. Saboda yanzu gaskiya mun wuce wai kunji 'yan ƙananan abubuwa don mun fi ƙarfinsu. So ba abin da za mu ce sai godiya.
Muna kuma godiya ga Ubangiji madaukakin sarki da ya ƙara bamu wannan mai girma gwamna don ya zo ya kawo mana wannan ci gaba. Ba abin da za mu ce sai dai mun gode Allah ya saka da alkhairi. Allah ya ƙara bashi ƙarfin gwiwa wajen ganin ya ci gaba da tallafa ma al'umma na jihar Kano. Sannan muna ƙara gode ma Ubangiji da ya bamu jagoranmu injiniya Dr. Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, wanda ta dalilinsa ne muka samu wannan tsari. Tun lokacinsa yake fama da irin wannan ɗawainiya na ba mata da matasa tallafi, to kuma gashi ya ƙyanƙyasa mana mai girma gwamna injiniya Abba Kabir Yusuf, shi ma ya zo ya ɗora daga inda shi kansa Dr. Rabi Musa Kwankwaso ya tsaya. Muna gode ma Ubangiji, muna gode ma Allah da ya bamu wannan dama, ya bamu wannan gwamna mai jin kai mai tausayi.
Well, there has been a complete social reform on the pension subsector because His Excellency inherited over 40 billion backlog of pension gratuity, and this is a very pathetic situation because some of these pensioners are dying because they don't have what to eat, they don't have the means to marry off their daughters. Some of them, they don't have shelter, some of them, they don't have clothes. A lot of social problems associated with the pensioners in Kano State because they have not been paid their monies. So this time around, His Excellency has considered their plight and decided to alleviate the sufferings of pensioners being senior citizens of the state. The first, he approved and released the sum of 6 billion naira. He approved at the first tranche, 6 billion naira, which was distributed to the pensioners in 2023. And in 2024, he also allocated additional 5 billion naira for the pensioners to pay for the pension gratuity and death benefit of the pensioners who died on duty. And also in 2025, January precisely, His Excellency had also allocated and released another 5 billion naira for the pensioners, a total of 16 billion naira so far, which is almost like 1/3 of the total amount that has been a backlog. And also, he's making it now a mandatory that every quarter he he will allocate a certain billion naira that will be allocated to the backlog of the pensioners' gratuity. That is why the Nigeria Union of Pensioners awarded him or recognized him as the most pensioners-friendly governor of the year in 2024. And also the Nigeria Labour Congress also recognized him as the most labor-friendly governor of the year in this January 2025 because he was the first governor that accepted and began to pay the minimum wage of 71,000 naira to Kano workers.
Kano is the leading state in terms of budgetary allocation in 2024 and this 2025 because he has exceeded even the UNESCO margin. Last year, 2024, we had a budget of 29.30%, exceeding even the recommended margin of the UNESCO, which is just 26. The same thing applies this year. Education is the highest, then health. So you can see the kind of priority then. Look at, yes, when you educate people, the next is about the whole health. When we had a council meeting, the council approved about 34 billion, and that 34 billion, more than 50% of the money or 40% of the money went to education. Health, then works. Look at the works that is going on, infrastructure development that is going all over the state, everywhere. And look at the focus the government is also having in terms of also creating or generating an independent power plan. For ourselves, we now have about 10% that we're generating from Tigatam, 2 + 8, and we're working on Chalawan again, and we're also working again. The government is seriously working on also establishing an expanded plan that will be generating the needed power that Kano State will be required so that our industry will be forward.
Yusuf's style of governance is not only felt in Kano, but across the country. No wonder he emerged the best governor in the annual SME Awards, the 7th in the series. The annual awards endorsed by Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency, SMEDEN. The organizers of the annual awards, Lake White Communications, led by its chairman, Aliyu Mod Lawal, MNI, and Adedayo Olaleko, its managing partner, were on ground to present the governor, who was full of appreciation and gratitude.
Your Excellency, sir, our company, Lake White Communications, has been in the forefront of making small and medium enterprises award. This is the 7th edition of the award. We have been holding it and assessing its actions, achievements of governors in various states of the Federation. We sit at the board of directors along with our consultant and technical advisories to assess which of the states of the Federation we will confer with SR at an event for the year. We are greeted with utmost appreciation, accomplishment of His Excellency, the Governor of the State, in empowering people. And we can see it here. The Governor has made a cardinal point in this government and his administration to empower women, leaders, youth, and girl child. And we are making this into a television series and also put on the screen in the Kano State so that the people of Kano State can see the other people of the nation and institution and see the Excellency of the Governor, Engineer Kabir Yusuf, is doing for the people of Kano State.
Many more years to you. Many more years to you, Governor. Many more years to you. Hip, hip, hip.
The youths, which are at the center of Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf's empowerment, were not left behind, as the Kano State Institute for Information and Technology, Kura, was rehabilitated, re-equipped, and restructured for trainings. Beneficiaries were trained on various forms of skill acquisition, such as UI/UX front-end development designs, phone repairs, and maintenance, etc.
the institute was reopened by His Excellency Alhaji Abakabir Yusuf, he mandated me to come up with a program that will go a long way in soothing the hardship our youth are facing of non-employment, redundancy. And then we quickly come up with the previous, with about 4-5 sets of entrepreneurship training program, which will equip these youth to help them to stand on their feet. I am very sure any person or any youth that undergo the training will have something to depend for his life. The program are as follows. We started with the technical talent program. For the pilot program, we train about 50 youths in UI, UX, front-end development, data science, and machine learning. That was around April last year to the month of July. Immediately we are done with the first set, we started another round of training in which we admit about 250 youths, which were presently graduated, and we have submitted our report to His Excellency, and very soon he is going to empower them with what they need to start their lives.
There have been a lot of reforms going on. First of its kind is the declaration of state of emergency on education, because we inherited a very dilapidated and decayed sector. No classrooms, no toilet and water facilities, no quality teachers, nothing, no instructional materials. So His Excellency has earmarked 29.5 of the 2024 annual budget to education sector, because there is need for budget for funding. And in this 2025, His Excellency earmarked a total of 31% to education sector, which is way beyond the UNESCO declaration, the UNESCO benchmark. And I think there is no governor who has given a serious priority to education like Governor Abakabir Yusuf of Kano State. So the education reform, teachers have been recruited, about 5,000 of them, and more are coming up in this year. And also the teacher retraining and retraining, provision of instructional materials, free uniforms to the kids of Kano. Close to 1 million kids have benefited in this January with a 2 set of free uniform, and also there is a provision for school feeding. So a primary school pupil in Kano would get lunch, 1 square meal while in school every day.
Kano State Livestock Training Institute was not left behind. It was also reopened and rehabilitated to take on students' mobilization and training.
This is Kano Livestock Training Institute, Bagauda, established in 2012 by the Konkoso administration. However, after 4 years of the Konkoso administration, the institute was allowed to stay almost dead for 8 years. Now the present government is trying to make sure we are back to normal. We are doing what the institute was established for. There are training activities that are going on which are purely skills acquisition training. The whole aim is to train youth and women in livestock production value chains. We have training in cattle fattening, we have training in rabbit production, we have training in ram fattening. All of them are targeted towards ensuring the youth have imbibed skills that will make them to be employers of labor, not to be searching for employment. So that is the essence of the institute, so that we can tackle the issue of unemployment in the state and lack of employability of some of our students, teeming youth who have graduated and they cannot get what to do. These are partly what we are doing in the institute.
Tackling climate change is also very important to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, as the Institute for Horticulture was also reopened. The director of Institute spoke about the importance of reopening the Institute and the quality of training given to the students.
This Institute of Horticulture was initiated in 2012, but became dormant throughout 2015 to 2023. It was reopened in 2024 by His Excellency Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf, the Executive Governor of Kano State, with an initial intake of 200 students to be trained on horticulture. We have successfully completed this first cycle of training of 200 participants, and all the trainees are now awaiting His Excellency's date for empowerment. They are not only going to be trained, they are going to be given an empowerment package so that they could initiate their own entrepreneurial venture, so that they could be independent on their own.
God so kind, we have learned a lot of horticulture issues regarded to crop productions, plantation, agricultural systems, and forestry issue. Many things we learned from fruit cultivations regarded to how to make a farming on the issue of orchard farming for guava, mango, fruit, and many others. So based on this, we know how to plant of flowers and how to grow them off from their seed level and to the level of their grown level. So all these are the things we learned.
Kano State is gradually wearing a new look. The people are overjoyed as they take on huge deliveries of dividend of democracy. The people can finally breathe a sigh of relief. The governor can now be referred to as talk and do. He said it, and now he's delivering on all his campaign promises.
First time when I participated in the council meeting, I saw in myself where almost everything was forwarded by the Minister of Works and the contractors, the companies and everything, and the government did not in any way interfere with any person or the name of any person or anything like that, the name of any company. So he doesn't in any way interfere with that. So he's doing a lot. So if somebody has a mind of supporting women, supporting youth, infrastructure development, and support with widow, so definitely, and it is out of the fashion he has gotten for humanity that he's created also the Ministry for Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. And this time around in this budget 2025, yes, His Excellency approved to allocate a sum of 30 billion just to support people. In Kano, almost every day is a ceremony. Every day is a ceremony in Kano. Every day is a ceremony, celebrating things, celebrating that, launching this project, doing this, doing that. This is a governor that has not gotten a time to say it for his. Yes, he's not the type of governor that always travels around.
We really appreciate the effort of His Excellency because he has put the indigents of Kano first in his mind. He gave them accommodation, he gave them feeding for the entire training program, he gave them the resource persons that are adequate for this training, and he made every conducive environment for their success.
I thank the Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf. May God bless him.
Allah ya ƙara mana tsawon rai da lafiya, ya kuma nuna mana lokacin zaɓe na gaba inda za mu ƙara zaɓen wannan jajirtaccen gwamna namu injiniya Abba Kabir Yusuf zai yi 4+4 da yardan Allah. A wannan nake gode ma Allah, Allah ya saka da alkhairi, Allah ya taimaka mana, Allah ya bashi karfin gwiwa. Na gode, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Abba ne dai gwamna, ko sun ki ko su so haka Allah ya so.